Here are 5 principles on time. They help me, so I hope they can help you too. Number 1, time is a fixed quantity. There are 24 hours per day. That's a fact. Yet, how many of us, myself included, have at some point tried to create more time? Don't worry, it's not a bad thing. It's in our nature. When we feel we lack a resource, whether it's time, money, friendships, we respond by trying to create more of whatever we don't have enough of. This is a natural, yet oftentimes debilitating response if not channeled properly. Let me explain. Scarcity and deprivation are powerful motivators. They make us feel pain, and pain, if channeled properly, can be a driving force for change. On the other hand, if pain is left uncontrolled, it can make us pursue imaginary results, such as trying to create more time. For decades, the self-help industry has proposed the same solution: time management. Hundreds, if not thousands, of time management books start with the same hook: let me show you how to create more time. It's enticing, but a lie. You can't make more time. Time is a fixed quantity. None of us know how much time we have available to us in the game of life. But, correct me if I'm wrong, what we do know is that we can't make a day have 28 hours all of a sudden. At least not from what I've seen so far. And the good news is we don't need to. Which leads me to the second principle: time is abundant. 24 hours a day is more than enough to make the impact that you desire. Take a look all around the world. There are brilliant people doing brilliant things. In business, technology, music, sports, academics. The modern world is evolving, and people just like you and I from countries all over the globe are seizing the opportunities that life offers us now. Understand, we are not deprived of time. We have plenty of it. Excellence arrives when individuals impact the world with their visions. The question is, are you going to allow a belief built on scarcity to limit you from fulfilling your ambitions or not? So before we can seize the opportunities of the modern era, we have to adopt one belief. We have an abundance of time. A belief in abundance will recondition your brain to see time in a different way. Think about it. If you believe you don't have enough of something, it implies you need more. But what was the first principle we covered? You have a fixed amount of time. There are 24 hours available to you each and every day. That's a fact. This is where conflict emerges. This thought process creates a perceived lack of time and incites action to try to create and acquire more time when that's not possible. So, swapping out your belief of scarcity for abundance and reinforcing the idea that you have plenty of time will allow you to break the cycle and focus more on the decisions you make and actions you take. Number 3, time is constantly being spent. This one is one of my favorites. You can't freeze time, at least not that I know of. Time isn't something that you can hoard and keep all to yourself. The flow of time is constantly moving, whether you want it to or not. So any attempts to try and hoard time is, spoiler alert, a waste of time. The very notion of saving time is a misconception. Most people will do anything to try and save 5 minutes because they believe it will help them be more productive. But then these same time management experts, after maybe saving 10 minutes with all of these time hacks for work, will probably waste 5 hours the same night binging the new Netflix series that came out. The point is, time in its nature is not something you can save. It is designed to be spent. It is designed to pass, whether we want it to or not. Which leads me to principle number 4. If time is constantly being spent, time should be spent intentionally. This is the best we can do. If you have to spend your time and you can't save it, shouldn't you at least try to spend it intentionally? Going back to the Netflix example, I'm not saying binging a show with your friends and family is a waste of time. It's only a waste of time if you do that unintentionally. If that's what you want to do, do it. That's life. Time is a resource that should be spent, and each of us, at the end of the line, will measure our life based on how intentional we spent it each and every day. And here's the thing. Not all of us are going to want to spend it the same way. So understand this and be intentional with your time. Spend it in a way that you and the people you are closest to will be able to look back at with gratitude instead of regret. Chase your dreams. Spend time with people who energize you and are kind. Listen and appreciate the brilliance of the billions of people we are all connected to with technology and social media. Spread love and time to those who need it most, because generosity goes a long way. Especially nowadays, I have adopted the framework that every day, regardless of where I'm at, regardless of the season, the weather, the news, my mood, I have 24 hours to spend however I please. The only catch is I have to spend all of it. Once the day is gone, it will be behind me. So personally, I would rather choose how I spend it rather than to let it all be spent for me. The bottom line, life is a gift when time is spent intentionally and when reflection results in gratitude. Life is a burden when time is spent unintentionally and when reflection results in regret. So again, live life intentionally. Do what makes you happy. Take care of your most precious relationships. Work hard and relax. Enjoy life. Life is happening whether you want it to or not. Enjoy it. Make it your own. Add some purpose to your time and start being proud of the fact that you live with intention. The fifth and final principle, protect your time. The truth is, there are countless ways to waste your time. In fact, I'd argue that it is a lot harder to spend your time intentionally than it is to waste it. We live in a time period where it is abnormal to protect your time. Just because you have a free 4 hours one day doesn't mean you have to immediately assign it a purpose. Urgency does not always equal importance. So when you find a free pocket of time, don't go and immediately waste it without thinking. Patience precedes intentionality. Before you can spend your time intentionally, you need to protect it. So don't go do something that you know doesn't at least impact your life in a positive way just because it's accessible. This goes for friends, bad habits, anything that doesn't at least somewhat impact your life in the way you want it to. Sometimes we all have to get honest with ourselves and face reality. I'm not saying anyone is going to spend their time perfectly 24/7, but we can try our best. So roll with the punches. Try to make the best decision you can in each and every moment. Try to create a life in which your reflections result in more gratitude and less regret. Allocate time to relationships that energize you. Allocate time to work that matters. And the best part is, you get to decide what matters most to you. If you want to spend 8 hours binging Netflix with your family, protect that 8 hours. Don't allow anything to interrupt that time. We're not looking to be more productive. We're looking to live. One more thing. We all have at some point or another looked back and realized we could have spent our time better here and there. What's gone is gone. The past is behind us. The important thing to focus on is, are you going to waste more? Anytime you spend complaining on how certain people, situations, or problems are eating your time up is probably wasting your time even more. So just stop. Try to be mindful, add some purpose to your time, give yourself some grace, and try your best to ruthlessly eliminate any meaningless distractions. So those are my 5 principles on time that I hope offer some value to you. Don't manage time, spend it, and spend it intentionally. That's all I have for you today. Like always, it's been a pleasure to speak with you. Thank you for listening to what I had to say. I hope this video can help you create some positivity in your life. Send this to some friends or family if you think this may help them in some shape, way, or form. My name is Gina, and I'll see you soon.